video on how to make some yummy latkes. Now, most of us know latkes as potato pancakes, but actually they've always been made out of an assortment of root vegetables. Today, many of us like to make our latkes out of fun fruit and vegetables as well, because it's really just about making something yummy to fry in oil. I've never used a recipe for making latkes as far back as I can remember, but don't worry, they're really easy to make and really hard to mess up. The first step is to grate your potatoes and other vegetables. I'm a bit of a traditionalist. I really like grating them by hand. I firmly believe a latke just doesn't taste as good without a little bit of knuckle in there. Now, if you like preserving your knuckles, and you're in a bit of a rush, or you have a really large amount of vegetables to grate, you might want to use a food processor with a grater setting. Some believe it works just as well. You're just going to want to squeeze out the extra water when you're done. In this bowl here, I have 2 grated yams, 2 grated apples, a good chunk of grated ginger, 1 beaten egg, and about half a cup of flour, and I use my hands to mix it all up together. It's going to be really tasty. In this bowl, I grated up 1 zucchini, a good chunk of red cabbage, chopped up some garlic, added about half a cup of flour, and 1 beaten egg, and mixed it all together. And now let's do the last one. So over here we have some nice grated onion, and over the sink I squeezed the water out of them so that they're not too runny. I did the same with the potatoes. So we're going to pour in 2 eggs and about half a cup of flour. Good. And now we're going to mix it together. Dig in. You want to get it really well mixed. The egg and flour will help bind everything together. It kind of acts like glue. And actually, since this is like enough for a fair amount of latkes, I'm going to take, oh, that's not fully mixed, there we go. I'm going to take some of it out of this bowl and make it into a separate batch. I'm going to add some herbs and spices to it. So we'll just put it back in with the eggs. As I said at the beginning, it's really hard to mess up making latkes, so whatever your favorite flavors are, throw them in the bowl with your favorite vegetables and fruit, it's going to taste good no matter what you do. So I'm really just using enough oil to coat the bottom and then some. Oops, that's a bit. So this was just our plain latke, our plain potato pancake. Nice sizzle. So if the oil's hot enough, it should make a crust on the outside and not suck oil in. It's when your oil isn't hot enough that it penetrates all the way through and makes like a really fatty taste. You'll also notice a difference in flavor between the first batch and the last. The first one, the oil is new, it doesn't have really much flavor to it, but by the time you get to the end, the earlier rounds have flavored the oil nicely, so you're just kind of like reusing the flavor. This one had a bit of water, so I'm squeezing it out. I don't know if you could see that. So to recap, making latkes is really easy. Take your favorite fruit or vegetable, grate them up, mix them together, add something like flour and eggs to bind them, fry them, about 4 minutes on each side until they're golden brown, and then put them on your plate, because it's time to eat. There are 2 different schools of thought when it comes to eating latkes. Some folks, like me, like applesauce. Others like to eat them with sour cream. Let's take a bite. I'm going to start with the what's this? This is the cabbage zucchini. It has a nice crisp outside, the inside's still mushy. That's really good.